Good evening, booketeers. How the devil? Shipmates, ahoy. How's life? This is going to be a little bit disjointed because I didn't want to be late, but I didn't have the time to do all my admin. So I'm basically just going to be clicking shit. I mean, I know that's going to stun you guys because I'm obviously so professional and do everything so sensibly and orderly. Right? Hang on. First of all, let's get this screen sorted out. How's that look? There we go. There we go. Sorted. Volume's all right, yeah? I'll tell you what. What a weekend, eh? I know that most of the stuff that I did with regards to the election special was somewhat obvious, but not all of them, and I was bang on the money. I also made that video about Bailey outperforming expectations, and he certainly did. So there is that. Bit quiet. Hang on then. Fuck me, there's always one. There's always one, Charles. There we go. Now I'm noisy. Oh, Kate, you in hospital? You shouldn't laugh, but, you know, stiff up the lip and all that. A broken ankle is not life-threatening or particularly dangerous. It's just a massive pain up the arse. I broke my ankle. It's never quite been the same, but I can still run about in that. It's not the end of the world. Anyway, get well soon. It is a massive pain up the arse being in plaster. Yeah, sorry. Don't get pissed or fling yourself down the stairs too quick. Anyway, hello to all the locals. Zardos, Slip, Sash, Tracy, Darren, Kev, we know everyone now. Alan, Davey, Craig, Kate, Terry Wuckfit, he's always here. Tommy Walker, and anybody new, because for some reason I've got new followers in the last couple of days. Maybe I'm finally off YouTube's shit list. I best do something controversial to get put back on it. Although in this day and age, you don't have to be particularly controversial, do you? You just have to be not a communist and you get put on the shit list. You wouldn't think not being a follower of an ideology that's killed 500 million people would be controversial. But in this day and age, that's the world we live in. Controversial if you're not a crazy commie. Of these, you can tell me, I bet you Jack Dorsey doesn't even know who Pol Pot is. I bet he's got no idea. Mark Zuckertwat, I bet he doesn't even know. If you were to talk to him about the Khmer Rouge or the Gulag Archipelago, I bet he wouldn't have a clue what you're talking about. Just be like, no, never heard of any of that. What are you on about? Communism's fucking quality. For everybody else, of course. Zuckertwat and Doorstop, they get to keep all their money and live in a fucking castle. But communism for everybody else, right? Isn't that the way it always goes? Mark, don't mention the I word. Why do you think we have to keep Flipper on hand for if I'm going to accidentally use the I word? Yeah, literally. Yeah, Ash, literally a communist, but she's allowed on TV. Like, what is the polar opposite of a communist if you're using, you know, the political compass? The opposite of a communist is a fascist. But could you imagine them having fascists on Good Morning Britain? Like a bloke with a fucking... He's got one of them Mussolini hats on. And he's like, yeah, I'm literally a fascist, you idiot. I don't think Piers Morgan would have him back on. Do you? I'm literally a fascist, you idiot. Oh, and in next week's show, our fascist chum returns for more wacky capers with the rest of the fucking group. What are you talking about? If one's not allowed, the other shouldn't be allowed, right? I don't think we need to ban anyone because I'll win the argument all the time. With my dull, proven, centrist, capitalist ways, I'll win the argument every time. So I don't think we need to ban anyone. But if you're going to just ban people, at least ban people fairly. If you're going to ban fucking me for being moderate and centrist, you could at least ban Abu Hamza. Right? Abu Hamza cracked on for 15 years, shaking his hook about, the one-eyed cycloptic bastard, and nobody said anything about Abu. Abu could crack on all he liked. It took him 15 years to get pissed with him. Benito Mussolini, Charles, was not a socialist. I know in this day and age that the political lexicon is all over the place, but Mussolini was a fascist. I don't think Miss Mussolini was considered of the left by anyone. He was the supreme power of the state, Benito. But anyway, don't want to argue about it. I'm not going to fall out with you about it. These are strange times indeed. And the left-right paradigm has certainly vanished. In my eyes, it has. Now it's just, are you a capitalist or are you a communist? Pick a side, basically. You know, if anyone watches The Expanse, one of my favourite science fiction shows, I've read the books as well. Top-notch. Really, really good stuff. And the point in that is, you know, there's Mars, Earth and the Belters all fighting. And Fred Johnson, the OPA guy, basically says, you have to pick a side. It's all well and good saying you want everyone to sit around the campfire saying, kumbaya, everyone's going to be mates. But ultimately, in this imperfect world of ours, you've got to pick a side, haven't you? And that's why in this day and age, I don't really like to piss about with the numerous ridiculous terms people use. I think you're either a capitalist or a communist. Really. That's basically what we've been left with. You can be a reluctant capitalist, you can be a reluctant Tory, but they're the two teams that are going to end up slugging it out. That's it. You've got to pick one. That's why we have to reject all the identity politics bollocks. Because you're going to have to pick a team, aren't you? If we follow this to its logical conclusion, and they get their little umbrella of intersectionality, which is completely ludicrous, because there's too many mutually, diametrically opposed groups. How the fuck do you get radical clerics, right, who go on them little seminars you can see on YouTube, and they are mental, and they're going on about like, oh yeah, we know what we do with the gays, we know what we do with the lesbians. How do you get those people to sit under the intersectional umbrella with Boy George? How do you manage that? I've got more in common with Boy George than Abu Hamza, right? We're both socially liberal, we're both capitalists, and we both occasionally suck spunk out of other men's asses. I'm kidding about the last one. I definitely have never done that. But we have got more in common than Abu Hamza. I'm kidding. Fucking hell. You suck one cock, you get a reputation. There's no need for it. Right, should we do some news rather than the foul-mouthed bants that you're all so used to? If I keep making moderately sexual comments, maybe that'll get me banned as well. I don't even know now. I don't even know what you can say. Who knows? It's a lottery. It's the YouTube lottery. What can you say? Who fucking knows? They arbitrarily ban you on a whim and nobody can make head nor tail of it. No fucking ideas. Fletching. You mean felching? Fletching is what you put into an arrow to make it sail more keenly, isn't it? Fletching. All right, I've done some fletching. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. We both like fletching. Right, hello Maggie from the USA. My countrywoman. My rootin' tootin' cotton picking countrywoman. Yeah, I'm an American, for those of you that are new and you don't know that little known fact. Well, actually well known fact, hence the flag in the background. Oh yeah, there was some funnies I was going to show you. That made me laugh. A friend of mine sent me. That's government advice from the 17th of May. You can hug someone but avoid face-to-face contact. Brilliant. Brilliant solution. Probably won't go down so well if you try that with your granny. You know, you want to give your granny a hug at your granddad's funeral? Probably best just maybe give her a pat on the head instead. Yeah? So that's quite good. Second thing I want to talk about. Me again. I hate me again. I hate her. Me again. One's the pandemic impact on women, right? Do you want to listen for 30 seconds? I mean, not really. Not really. Have you noticed how she's already let herself go now she's got married as well? You know, like I said that the other day, women always smile on the wedding photos because they know they'll never have to suck another cock again. Me again's already let herself go, hasn't she? She looks like she's a good 20 pounds heavier. And don't be starting me on that pregnancy malarkey. You can still look after yourself. In fact, you should still look after yourself. You're not really meant to eat more calories, and you're actually meant to do some light exercise when you're preggo. She's got a fucking head like a... Well, she looks like she's put 20 pounds on. She's got a fucking chin like Desperate Dan. So... I think now she's got the ginger print in her arse pocket. She's letting herself go. Oh, here we go. All right, I won't play it. But should we just... I'll tell you what, put it in the chat. Do you want me to even... Are you so despising of me again? You just want me to basically paraphrase rather than actually play the annoying, wonky-faced slut? If you insist, I won't play the video. I'll just paraphrase what she was saying. But we know that I'm not the best at paraphrasing. Sometimes I go on a bit of a riff. So I might not be accurate, but if you really don't want me to play me again, I won't play it. No, all right, I won't. So, basically, me again said that the biggest and most dangerous thing about the fucking pandemic and the economic collapse is that it's going to seriously fuck women up. COVID and the ensuing economic collapse affects women worst of all. So, I just know things. Unlike the people who wear the Tyrion Lannister t-shirt, I drink and I know things, which instantly tells you, if you see anyone with that shirt on, first of all, they can't handle the fucking drink, and secondly, they've got the IQ of a pork pie. That is what you know when you see someone in a t-shirt that says, I drink and I know things. You can't handle weak cherry aid, you absolute fucking pansy, and you probably know less about economics, politics, and fucking important world issues like the formation of the State of Israel or the plantation of Ulster or any of the important things that Joe Biden and AOC and Maxine Waters and fucking Nancy Pelosi and any of the other American politicians who've been there for 50 years but really do know less about the world than your average 13-year-old kid at a shitty comprehensive in England. You just know stuff. Politicians are thick as fuck. They call them the elites. I've said this before. If politicians are the elites, elite, that's like saying a fucking one-legged TA radio operator is an elite soldier. The word elite used to mean something. Elite. Elite in the military was like elite, Andy McNabb, fucking Chris Ryan, yomping 95 miles with a fucking rusty bayonet in his fucking thigh. That was the elite. If we call our current leaders the elite, it's like, what is... Really? That is like calling a morbidly obese National Guards driver the elite, you know. The Navy SEALs are the elite. It's not a little fat, one-legged midget who drives a forklift for the fucking Coast Guard. And when AOC, the elites, she's the elite now. Unbelievable. They're not elites. If the last 30 years has proved anything, it's that the people who run the fucking show are not elite. They are not elite. If they're elite, a 25-stone National Guardsman with a plastic hip and nothing more impressive than a fork truck licence, he's the elite as well, yeah? Fuck off, Andy McNabb. I want this fat bloke to drive the reverse park the fork truck. It's nonsense. Elite. Fucking useless. Anyway, something else I want to point out. Yeah, so, went off on a tangent. So the most affected by COVID is women. The most affected by COVID is women. The most affected by everything is women, right? Always women. Suicide, women. I seen an advert once that said, did you know 1 in 3 homeless people are women? That's a fucking weird way of saying most homeless people are men, isn't it? Sorry to all the girls in the chat. I know I've got a lot of female followers because I'm a handsome bastard, right? I might have a cock like a AAA battery, but I've got a very, very fast ass. Because of that, a lot of chicks here on the Angry Bootneck channel. So I'm not having a go at you girls, I'm not. But again, normal, centrist, conservative, libertarian women know the crack. Life's hard. It's hard for all of us. It's hard for all of us. Sorry, I'll get Megan off the page. It's hard for all of us. And what's obvious is men and women have different challenges in life, right? There's loads of things it's harder being a woman. Of course it's harder being a woman walking through a rough area at night on your own. But guess what? It's harder being a man. in plenty of fucking ways. Hence the reason men top themselves with alarming frequency. Men are more likely to go to prison. Men are more likely to get murdered. There's loads of ways it sucks to be a woman. There is. And there's loads of ways it sucks to be a man. Welcome to reality. It can be hard work. We're a poorly evolved chimp with ill-fitting clothes on, yeah, and a penchant for behaving like twats because we have a big adrenal gland and our brains are a bit small and we're not very fucking reasonable. Life's hard, but it's hard for everyone. And that's always been the conservative ideology. Margaret Thatcher didn't piss and whine about how hard it was to be a woman. She didn't, she just got on with it. These fucking communists, this dippy mayor, oh, women most affected by COVID. Well, let me just tell you what I know. I knew this without Googling it, but I've got it for the source. Male sex identified by global COVID-19 meta-analysis as a risk factor for death and ITU admission by good data. Anecdotal evidence. Oh yeah, well, we were sick of that. Here's a meta-analysis of 3.1 million reported global cases from all around the world. Says there's no difference in the proportion of males and females with confirmed COVID-19, but male patients have almost 3 times the odds of requiring intensive treatment admission and higher odds of death compared to females. With few exceptions, the sex bias observed in COVID-19 is a worldwide phenomenon. So, me again. You're wrong again. You're right. Have you ever been right? Me again is worse at making predictions than Neil Fergatwat. And Neil Fergatwat, I wouldn't trust to fucking run me a bath. I wouldn't trust Neil Ferguson to walk my fucking dog without, what would he do? Throw it under a steamroller and go, fucking hell, it died, I didn't see that coming. Well, I did, Fergatwat. You are a fucking, he's another one, the elite. The elite. His predictions are absolute dog shit. You might as well just put a blindfold on him, spin him round 12 times, and just say, jab your fucking fingers somewhere on this screen, and wherever it lands, we'll just take that sentence, and that can be the opening line of your next fucking monologue. The man knows nothing. He's failed upwards his entire career. And me again is the same. Useless at everything. Sarah Silverman. Did anyone see Sarah Silverman's ridiculous fucking tirade on Twitter? Like, complete and utter bollocks from start to finish. And can't say the word twat. Can't say the word twat properly. She always says twat. What the fuck is a twat? So anyway, that rant over with. But with no exceptions, COVID-19 affects men the worst. Don't give me this fucking COVID-19 women, worry about the women. We worry about the women enough. I mean, they are the fairer sex. Men probably worry about women more than men because blokes are like that. We've got that normal... We have daughters and mothers and sisters, and real men take care of them because we know we can. This is what I've talked about with masculinity before. There's nothing wrong with being masculine. I'm a strong, confident, capable man. I don't like any of this woke nonsense because I want to look after the women in my life. And I don't want to be emasculated by these fucking dickless losers telling me, oh my God, my patriarchy. If I think I want to give my missus my coat because it's freezing, and women, you just can't handle the cold either, can you? Everybody knows that. Apparently you're a bad person if you say that and give your fucking missus your coat. Yet another topsy-turvy thing. Be pleasant and civilised and look out for the women in your life. And you're a patronising, patriarchal mansplainer. Do me a fucking favour. 90% of women quite like it if you're freezing your tits off and you go, love, take me fucking jacket. Most of them go, oh, that's considerate of you. I was fucking Baltic. And then these feminazis, as Tracy's saying in the chat there, presume to speak for them all. It's the same as the left with race. Like, seriously. It's the same as the left with race. How fucking patronising are they? Keir Starmer today saying he was going to take all of the responsibility for Labour and then sacking Angela Rayner. Oh yeah, that fucking good job there. That's taking the responsibility, isn't it? Can you believe that? That's like me saying, oh, I'll take all the responsibility for this burglar, love. You know, you stand there, and we're at the top of the stairs. What's that? Look downstairs, there's a few shady chaps rummaging through the drawers in the living room. And I go, don't worry, love, I'm going to take all responsibility for dealing with these burglars. Hup, grab her by the arse, grab her by the fucking scruff of the neck, ball her down the stairs. You deal with them, love, slam. I'll just fucking close the door, phone the police, put the wardrobe in front of it and leave it to you, yeah? I'll take full responsibility for these burglary. Hip. Give them one from me, pet. Slam. That's not taking full responsibility, Kia. Blaming the ginger is a great British tradition. But that isn't you taking full responsibility, is it? That's blaming the ginger. The female ginger. That's not taking responsibility. Again, it's a time-honoured tradition to pick on the ginnock. But I don't support that type of thing. And Kia, you should take responsibility yourself, not sack the ginnock. You can't polish a turd no matter what he does. Yes, but you can roll it in glitter. And that's what Kia's going to try to do, isn't he? What a wanker. Apologies for the cough. You guys know I've had one for about 6 months. I'm certain that I've had COVID, but it's one of them things. How many of us have got a cough? Oh, Whiskey Straight. Al's in. Hello, Al, we will do something at some point involving talking and drinking whiskey. But since I've moved, it's like the time zone is a lot different and it's not as good for me. Because before I was getting, boozing at 11 o'clock in the morning. Much more fun than going to fucking work all day and then getting pissed on a school night. Anyway, so there's that. What else did I want to talk about? Oh yeah, and this was the second one. This was another link thing I wanted to talk about. Just with regards to women most affected. Look at this story, right? I'm sure I covered this months ago. But this one was, they reported that a 25-year-old COVID victim pleads with everyone to follow the rules because she was otherwise healthy, right? Now, I don't want anyone to laugh because nobody losing their life to COVID it's not funny. But seriously, this is the otherwise healthy. Otherwise healthy 25-year-old. Are you ready? Otherwise healthy. Healthy. Now, she might not have cancer or diabetes because she's 25. But she's got a fucking head like a wheelie bin. Like a fucking wheelie bin. Her head must be 8 stone. I have never seen a napper like that on anything not rolling down the fucking street. Fucking cowhead, right? So, don't give me this otherwise healthy. I'm not going to keep it up because that's cruel. But you're not healthy. If you're morbidly obese, you're not healthy. What do you mean, otherwise healthy? That's like when we flew a fire mission in Kajaki and we called in fucking the A-10s. The A-10s used to turn up occasionally and we put fucking 2,000 rounds of armour-piercing 20mm cannon into the fucking compound and basically scatter several Taliban fighters across the battlefield. That's like saying otherwise healthy. What? He's dead, but he's otherwise healthy. No, he's fucking dead because he's in 40 bits. You've turned him into a puddle and his mother hasn't even got a bucket to fucking bury. He's not otherwise alive. He's fucking dead. Otherwise healthy. When you're morbidly obese, high blood pressure, fuck knows what else you'd have with an head like that. But not healthy. So again, women, stop whinging about it. Tess, sorry, I know. Well, look, the mum and dad don't watch the Angry Bootneck. Right, I'd said it. I'm not having a go. And I don't have a go at fat people. I have a go at victims. If you're a fat fuck, like plenty of people I know are, but you're like, oh, bought and paid for, lads, way, get the fucking lager in. Sound. I don't judge anyone for being fat. I just hate victims. Don't mind what you look like, what your sexuality is, what your colour, gender, race, religion, any fucking thing. I don't like victims whinging constantly. So yeah, strong neck muscles. So you could probably fucking headbutt a buffalo and it'd be fucking laid out for a month. So I'm not having a go, I'm not. But again, factual accuracy of the media. Not otherwise, no such thing as otherwise healthy. If you're morbidly obese, you are not healthy. No doctor would ever call you healthy. So the fucking, she's a 5-binner. Hoy, you have an excellent memory. If anyone doesn't know, Hoy is referring to the Bootneck's bin size measurement. And that's how many wheelie bins you need to move to shag a fat bird out the back of the pub. Yeah, 2-binner, 3-binner, 5-binner. 1 or 2 lads did shag 6-binners, but they were basically as rare as rocket horse shit, the 6-binners, because it's not very often you can find the hole if you've got a 6-binner on your arm. Or you can keep your arm, frankly. Or she's not going to empty the bins and look for a snack halfway through, thus fucking up the bin system. But you get it. Anyway, what else did I want to talk about? So we've done that. We've done that horrible yo-yo knickered slapper. Stench Trench. Get off with your Stench Trench. Oh yeah, here we go. Look at this. Look at the BBC's pathetic victim-like language. What can I do from next Monday? You know, this is a point David Starkey made when he was on Darren Grimes' channel before he got fucking unceremoniously cancelled by absolutely everybody. You're allowed. Britain was always a country with our common law system and our tolerant, liberal, centuries-old parliamentary democracy. We were always a country where you're allowed to do anything you want, unless it's specifically prohibited. That's the way we were for many, many years. Free country. You can do whatever you like, unless there is a specific rule against that very little thing, this narrow aperture of things you're not allowed to do. Everything else you're allowed to do. If it's not written down anywhere that you can't do it, you fucking can. It's like the right to roam. Don't have that as well in America. There's a lot of places where you think you're going to walk down some random street in the States and you're dead worried that someone's going to go and blow your fucking head off because you're on their land. UK used to be a free country. And now it's what can you do? It's not what can't you do. What have you been explicitly told you're not allowed to do? Now it's please tell us what we're allowed to do, sir. Like Oliver fucking Twist. You're allowed to do whatever you want. Should be a narrow aperture of things you're not allowed to do, and everything else you just are. You're just allowed to do whatever you like. Now it's, please BBC, tell us what we're allowed to do. Suck my fucking stump, Director General. Suck my stump. COVID. What's the roadmap lifting lockdown? Come on then. Fucking tell me. Give me the good news, BBC. I fucking hate the BBC. This is a public service, this. I should be decorated. That reminds me of a Chubby Brown joke. He said he hated doing the decorating. And he said, he's, papering the wall with his missus. And he said, you know what? Whoever invented decorating wants fucking. And she said, it's not what you said last night when you were up my arse. Then you said whoever invented fucking wanted decorating. My head's full of Chubby. I can't help it. I want decorating for my service to the public. I've got to get an MBE eventually. A further lifting of lockdown rules in England has been confirmed by the Prime Minister. Yay. Fucking nice one. That mop-headed fucking albino jellyfish is going to finally tell us what we're allowed to do. Is he? What a wanker. Having friends over. You're allowed to have your friends over in your own house that you fucking bought. And have you noticed that you pay tax on everything 8 times? You pay income tax. You pay national insurance. You pay. You finally get this little tiny amount of money in your hand. And then if you invest it and you make 500 quid, they take capital gains tax off you. Or you buy a house with it, and then they fucking stick a stamp duty on it, so you get taxed again. And then you pay council tax, which is fucking daylight robbery. And then you pay your lecky bill, and your water bill, and your internet. And then you have to pay tax on all of them as well, and VAT. You get fucking taxed. Taxed. Everything you get in the UK is. That's one thing the Yanks have got better off. My fellow Americans, much more sensible when it comes to taxing. Because in the UK, you get taxed till you are just bleeding out your arse. It's unbelievable. So, yeah, your house, you paid for it 8 times, and you pay your council tax fucking after you've been taxed 3 times. And now they're telling you who you're allowed in your house. Oh, yeah, cheers then. Cheers. Cheers, lads. Appreciate it. It says people can meet in groups of up to 30. Fucking get in. 30. So there's going to be all sorts going on, isn't there now? Basically, you might as well accept the fact that you can't control. If you're going to allow groups of 30, you basically might as well just fucking rip the rule book up. How are we going to start policing it now? Going to have a fucking... Imagine if, let's say, right, the gay disco spills onto the common, Clapham Common, and they're all there, you know, lubed up, daisy chaining around the common. Is there going to be a couple there counting? Where does he start and he end? Fuck knows. Hang on, it's getting a bit confusing. 1, 2, 3, oh, fucking hell, he's up his ass now. I've lost count. 1, 2, you have to start again. Stand still. Will you please stand still? No gyrating. You, stop. No frottering yourself on that man's thigh. Just all stand still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, fuck, he coughed. Back to the drawing board. You can't do it. So just rip the fucking rule book up. Done. What we're allowed to do, when people can meet in groups of up to 30 and 6 people of 2 houses can meet in a house, how are they going to fucking police it? Seriously. You're going to have like 9 people around your house and they can hear the through the walls and see the light and hear the glasses clicking. And what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Count through the fucking curtains. Just forget about it. We've been doing this shit for over a year. We've had enough. Accept the fact that by some miracle, because this country that was once lions is now a bunch of fucking jellyfish, accept the fact that somehow you've got away with it. And for, insane as it sounds, nobody went absolutely apeshit with a fucking RPG outside the Houses of Parliament, and you lucky bastards got away with it. But enough is enough. We've had enough of rules. Groups of 30, 2 houses indoors, overnight stays are allowed. Just fucking give up. Just give up. 30 can attend a wedding. Well, what are you going to do if 33 turn up? What are you going to do? Send the fucking SWAT team round. Yeah, get Andy McNabb. Why? Andy McNabb, we got 33 people at a wedding. No one fucking cares. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. End the fucking lockdown for good. Now, how have we got herd immunity? And we have got herd immunity. We've got 36 million first doses, 15 million second doses, and probably about 25% of the country has fucking had it anyway. And we're still going, oh yeah, but you can't have more than 30 people at a wedding. Fucking do one. Tell Boris to phone me. He knows my number. 0121 do one. Do one, Boris. Smoke my chubby, Mr. Johnson. You fat albino jellyfish. You do my head in. Do my head in. I reluctantly pushed the Tories, even though I didn't personally vote for them this time around. But obviously it was like, yeah, do what you like. Anyone but lefty arseholes. Foxy, Tories, as long as they're not woke, vote for whoever you want. But I take no pleasure in doing it. Because the Tories are just fucking worms at this point. Absolute worms. I told you, I'd rather be stuck in a lift with Bill Cosby and a keg than go anywhere near 90% of the Conservative Party. Let alone Labour. Labour I just can't even... I can't even think about, or it gives me nightmares. So yeah, what else is on? Pubs, bars and restaurants are going to open indoors, fucking finally. Indoor entertainment's open. Theatres are all reopen. So what's the... Seriously, what's the point? Sports stadiums can reopen. What they're going to do? Sports stadiums can reopen, but you're not allowed to have 31 people at your wedding. Are you having a fucking laugh? Have you seen what goes on at football matches? They jump all over each other. And I've seen that fat tango man who follows Sheffield United and he just never turns up to a game without his shirt off. If I'm going to be standing there with a big fat bald gentleman rubbing his hairy nipples in my fucking face, you best rest assured I can have more than a few people in my fucking wedding. Are you having a laugh? It's just lunacy. Steam rooms. You can go into a sauna with 20 fat, sweaty blokes, but you can't have your aunt and uncle over at your wedding because you've hit the magic 30 number. It's fucking absolute madness. Absolute madness. So yeah, what's changing? Fucking everything. Everything. Do what you fucking like. Seriously, it's beyond a joke now. Shit's opening. Stadiums are open. Saunas full of fat hairy blokes are open. And then they go back to hugging close friends is allowed. But urge to be cautious. What do you mean, urge to be cautious? What does that even mean? Be cautious. I don't know what a hug looks like in your fucking house. But in my house, a hug is a reluctant, only with female close family members, like that's a hug. What do you think we do? Hugging. Cautious. Like you hug your grandpa and the next thing you've got his cock in your mouth. That's not a hug. That is a homosexual sex act. Hugging. What do you mean cautious? You keep your clothes on when you hug. You don't muff each other's arseholes when you hug. You don't need to be cautious. Just fucking hug people. If you must. If you're French or Italian. Me, I don't hug people unless I'm going to be shagging them shortly afterwards. But you do you. If you want to hug someone, fucking hug them. Hugging doesn't involve muffing anyone's ring piece. It's fine. These rules are a crock of shit. They make no sense at all. It's just like, oh yeah, you can go to the party, you can go to the titty bars, you can go to the saunas, you can go to the fucking football stadium, but make sure you're cautious when you hug someone. I'm not going to be muffing anyone's shit locker. Thanks very much. That's not a hug. Christ almighty. So yeah, bollocks, bollocks, bollocks. I'm done. I've had enough. It's raging me trying to read. Look how fucking long it is as well. Oh my fucking God. Holy shit. Right, I'll tell you what. I'll just leave this absolute bollocks in the chat for you guys to read. And I'm fucking off because it's doing my head in. It's actually doing my head in reading this fucking nonsense. There you go. If you can make head or tail of that absolute crock of shit, you're a cleverer man than me or woman. It's all over the place. It's a spaghetti. It's a fucking noodle doodles of shit stuffed together and just information. Sift through that, you cunt. Like they've just wrote numbers and letters on pieces of confetti, party poppers, fire it on the house, dig through that, do what you fucking like. It makes no sense. Football stadiums are open, titty bars, saunas. Oh yeah, but be close, be careful when you give someone a hug. Fuck off. Yeah, so it's all bollocks. Bollocks, 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 bollocks. I've had enough. I'm fucking leaving. What a load of shit. I feel like my IQ's just dropped 50 points going through that absolute fucking nonsense. So I've had enough. Guys, thanks for watching. Always good laugh. I have to go because I'm going to play Escape from Tarkov with a couple of my friends from back in the borough. Always appreciate the support. I got about 50 new subs this weekend. So everyone, thanks for sharing, liking, doing all of the bollocks that I don't badger you about because frankly I'm not that bothered. Check out the links if you can be asked. If you can't, fuck you. Doesn't matter, does it? Who cares? I'll be here as long as Labour don't throw me off. Labour. YouTube. And remember, beware the soft bigotry of low expectations. That is the Labour Party. That is the left. We are the enlightened ones, and don't let anybody tell you different. Thanks for listening, guys. See you very soon.